The Alliance for Equality of Blind Canadians is pleased to bring you training on a variety of assistive technologies. Please like and subscribe.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Rita Dilek. I'm in AEBC. I'm the treasurer for the BC affiliate, and so I'm going to talk about one of my favorite devices. I've had Victor Streams for years, and this is a Victor Stream 3 that I'm going to demo. But the Victor Stream 2 works very similarly, but there are a few differences. And actually, I think the Victor Stream 2 is easier. But, they're running out of the Victor Stream 2 parts, so they can't make them anymore. So they have the Victor Stream 3. So, okay, I'm going to start with, okay, according to my reader, if I hold the Victor Stream about this distance, the people that want to see it will be able to see it. So I won't go for all the total description of the Victor Stream 3, but it looks very much like a Victor Stream 2. So what you've got in the front face, on the side you've got the volume, tone, etc., and on and off. But the front, you've got at the bottom, you've got fast forward, rewind, and in the middle, you've got play. And then above that is a sleep button, which you don't necessarily want to touch. Okay, so above that is the usual 12 key telephone dial. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At the bottom, you have star, 0, and pound. Okay, and star is usually used for cancel, and 0 is usually no, not 0. Pound is usually used for confirm. So above the 12 digits, 12 key keyboard, you have some other things. You have a square button, which is a go-to key, right up the top left. In the middle is a round button, and that switches you between online and offline bookshelf. And to the right is the one that gets you to bookmarks. It's a diamond shape. Okay? So now, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about downloading podcasts and listening to podcasts. And you can have, there's a lot of internal memory in these streams. So you can probably get a whole load of podcasts. I've got about 9 or 10, and I can always add more if I need to. I've sometimes, tried out a podcast. The one thing about a podcast on this machine is you can't go try to listen to one episode of a podcast. You have to get yourself as a subscriber to this podcast feed, and then it will automatically download a number of podcasts for you. Okay, so the other thing I want to say is the round button at the top, which is the online and offline, it's a toggle. So if you press it once, it'll be online. Press it again, it'll be offline. And I'm not going to tell you how to set yourself up for Wi-Fi, because your Wi-Fi, that's going to be based on your own the whatever machine you've got on your in your place, in your apartment or house, to get the Wi-Fi going. So that's your job, is to make sure if you need help, you can always call us and we can probably help you to do that. But I'm assuming that you already know how to do that. Okay. So, um, so what you can do is once you're online, once you're on the online bookshelf, you press the number 1 key and you get a bunch of different options. So I'm going to let you hear this. Okay. I press the number 1 key.
Internet radio.
Okay, so internet radio.
TuneIn radio. References. Podcast 9. Podcast feeds.
Okay,
8.
so
The Daily. The New York Times. 6. New episodes.
Okay. All right. So this is, I got to the, you can also have like Sila, as an online bookshelf, like books from Sila, direct to player. And I also have the Bookshare. But, the important thing is now we're on the podcast. Okay. So now, how do we get between different podcast feeds? Okay. Now, this one said the daily. So if I go to navigate backwards and forwards, you press the number 4 key, which is essentially left arrow, and you go backwards, and number 6 key, which is go forward. Okay, so if I do
7, taking control of your diabetes registered trademark, the podcast.
So this is one more podcast.
Taking control of your diabetes. 6, Serial Productions and the New York Times. 3, new episodes. 5, Freedom Scientific Scast. Freedom Scientific. 2, new episodes. 4, Double Tap Productions Incorporated. 7, new episode. 3, Diabetes Day by Day. America. 2, A.T. Bender Podcast. Rob Minot, Steve Bart. 1, Abe Gaudio. Alliance for Equality of Blind Canadians.
So
4, new episodes.
So this one, I only just got that the other day when I was trying. This is the AEBC Audio, which is our blog. Okay, so the way that this is set up is you can using the menus, you can set up the number of podcasts it will automatically download in a podcast feed. In my case, my default is really 3, but sometimes if I go back and get some other ones manually, it sort of hangs on to them. It doesn't take them away. So under the New York Times, the Daily, I had a whole bunch of them because I downloaded a bunch individually. So I will show you that later. So now, a few things that you need to learn before you can actually select new podcast feeds, okay? So you want to learn how to do data entry, i.e. how to enter text into the Victor Stream so that you can tell it which podcast feed you want, okay? So one way, okay, go back to the menus. That is one way that you need to set up your multi-tap data entry or multi-tap text entry method, okay? So you hit the number 7 key, which is for the menus. So I hit the menu 7.
Menu. Downloaded podcast episodes to keep. 3.
Okay. So this is one thing. Downloaded podcast episodes to keep 3. Okay. So if you've got that, so then I can hit the menu button again.
General settings.
Okay, so general settings, that's what, but okay, by the way, download the podcast episodes to keep, you can go from 3 to 10. So actually, you can decide that, you can change that. And you just go, I'll go back to that one and show you
Downloaded
that.
podcast episodes to keep. 3.
Okay, so what you can do,
3.
okay, I can try.
4.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going right arrow, okay, which is number 6. So, and I'm
5.
going, okay, so now,
Selected. Downloaded podcast episodes to keep. 5.
so selected was I pressed the pound key, okay, to select that. So now let's get back to the menu, number 7.
General settings.
Okay, so general settings, and there's going to be a number of options here.
Navigation and playback.
No, we don't want that.
Recording. Out. Online settings. General settings.
No, okay, so we want another 7
Downloaded
again.
podcast episodes to keep. 5.
Okay, we may need to get out of the,
Import podcast feeds from 5.
okay, sorry.
General settings.
Okay, no, I don't know. Let's try this. Okay, so I hit pound there.
System.
Okay, system. System is what you want. That's where the text entry method is. Okay, so we're going to go system.
Keyboard.
Okay, and under keyboard, because it's not a real keyboard, but it's a sort of keyboard on the numbers, on the number pad here. So we press pound there.
Key beeps. Off.
So it has options, key beeps on or off.
Multi-tap text entry method. Announce character on each key press, then enter character after pause.
Now, this is the preferred method, okay? So it says multi-tap text entry method, announce characters as you press the keys, and then when you pause, that is the character that it will take as your actual entry, okay? Now, unfortunately, with this Victor Stream 3, it's a little bit, normally, like with a 2, I would have hit pound to confirm, and it would confirm it. But in this case, what it does is it does the opposite.
Multi-tap text entry method. Announce final character only.
So now I hit pound, and it just said announce final character only. So I'm going to hit confirm again, which is to the 0, the pound key to the 0, to the right of the 0.
Multi-tap text entry method. Announce character on each key press, then enter character after pause.
Okay, now we're there, and all I need to do is get out of this menu. Okay, so I'm hitting the cancel key, which is to the left of 0. That's the star key. System, and it's going up a level. General settings, it's going up a level.
Leaving menu.
And now it's said leaving menu. Okay.
I'm Canadian.
So now so now we are back to the podcast feeds that I've got. Okay. So now what I'm going to try and do is give you different options. So I'm going to try and download a new podcast feed. So since we're on number 1, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the number 4 key. So normally, if I've got 10 podcast feeds, I can go to 10 or I can go to 1. And if I'm on 1, I want to go left arrow. That's the easiest way to get a new podcast feed. And if I'm on 10, I'll go right arrow, which is the number 6. Okay? So I'm going to press the number 4 here.
Check for new episodes.
Okay, I don't want to check for new episodes, so...
Add podcast feed.
Add podcast feed. I hit the number 4 key again, and now it said add podcast feed. So now I'm going to do a pound key.
Title search.
Okay, now I've got 3 options here. Title search, okay, I'm going to let you hear it. I'm going to go right arrow, which is number 6.
Search by category.
Search by category.
Humanware podcast suggestion.
Or-
English North America.
Okay, Humanware podcast suggestions, English North America. Now, the thing about English North America is because this is what we are. If we were in France or in Turkey or something like that, it would be Humanware suggestions, Turkey, or Humanware suggestions Italy, or that kind of thing. So you can get podcast feeds that way from a lot of countries. And this is the same kind of thing when you're getting radio station suggestions. You can do the same thing based on what country you've set yourself up for. Okay? So, what I'm going to show you is category feed, just so you get an idea of how to do the category. So, what I've done is we were on this options. So, we went right arrow hitting 6 to go go up to the Humanware, and I can go.
Search.
Okay, so if I hit 6 again, I went back to title search, or I could have gone 4 to go backwards, with the left arrow. But anyway, so this is title search. I'll show in a minute about the title search, but I want to show you search by category. So Humanware has a bunch of really good suggestions to download for podcasts. So you might want to look at their suggestions. But anyway, so I'm going to look at the categories. Okay, so I'm hitting pound here. Okay, now I hit pound, and it's telling me the options. So when I hit pound, it told me the first category, which was arts. So then I go right arrow. Business. Comedy.
Education.
Fiction. Government.
Health and
fitness.
History. Kids and family. Leisure. Music. News. Religion and spirituality. Science. Society and culture. Sports. TV and film. Technology. True crime. Arts.
So we're back to arts again, okay? So now I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to hit the cancel button, which is to the left of 0. That's the star key.
Search by category.
Okay, so we've gone there, and we're going to go left arrow now.
Title search.
And title search. Okay, now for this one, I'm afraid I'm going to have to put my fingers. I won't turn it to the screen. So, but just imagine that you're doing texting like you used to do in the old phones. So, different letters are corresponding to different numbers on this keyboard. Okay, so like ABC is 2, DEF is 3, GHI is 4. Okay, then JKL is 5. So all of them are 3 letters except 7, which is PQRS, and then 9, which is WXYZ. So, so what you're going to do is, let's say that I'm going to want a particular.
Enter text to search.
Okay, so I hit the pound key, and now it told me enter text to find. So there is okay, I've done some searches which are like, I tried CBC, and you get like about 100 different things from CBC, okay? But, if you know a particular podcast from CBC, like Ideas or something, you can type that in. But otherwise, it'll give you about 100 entries for CBC, and then you go through, by hitting 4 and 6 to see which one you want, and then you hit pound to look at it. So I'm going to put in ideas. That's one podcast. So GHI is number 4. So just listen in.
GHI.
Okay. Now, when we got to the I and I paused, it made a little click. I don't know if you could hear that well enough on the Zoom, but okay. So you stop and it gives you a little click. That means that it's taken it in. So now I'm going to do D, which is the number 3 twice.
DE.
And that's another click. Okay, now I want E.
DEF.
Oh, I did wrong. That's wrong. See, I made a mistake. I put an F instead of an E. And so I'm going to actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get.
Deleted.
Okay, now.
E.
Deleted.
Okay, so now I'm getting rid of everything because I'm making mistakes here. So good. So to get rid of a character that you've entered by mistake, you hit the backspace key, which is, I'm sorry, backspace is like the rewind key, okay? But you hit it just a little bit. If you want to delete like the entire line or whatever you've entered, then you just hold that in, okay? So now we've got nothing. So we're going to go back to ideas. Okay, so GHI. Okay, now 3 is D once.
D.
Okay, now E is 3 twice.
DE.
Okay, now A is just the number 2 once.
A.
Okay, so idea and then S. So it's the number 7 4 times.
P. Q. R. S.
Okay, so ideas. So that should be the one.
Confirmed. 99. Results found.
No, that's too bad.
EBC.
Okay, so it found that was the first one because, it'll find other things with the word ideas in it. Okay, so I'm going to press the confirm to subscribe to it. Okay, so I'm hitting confirm.
You subscribe to a new podcast feed. 1.
Ideas. CBC.
Okay, so we can see if there's more that might be interesting.
2.
Ideas That Matter podcast by Vasidam Bequeo. Vasidam Bequeo.
Who knows what that is?
3.
Ideas Have Consequences with Larry Alex Taunton. Fixed Point Foundation.
4.
Academy of Ideas. Academy of Ideas.
Okay, so it had about 99 things, so I'm going to stop this.
Ideas.
New episode.
Can you ever truly return home again?
Okay, so it actually already started downloading. It downloaded the first episode from Ideas. What it will do is it will download the latest episode. So I'm going to hit the cancel button to the left of the 0. That's the star button. I'm hitting that. And
Title search.
okay, so I've gone back to
1.
Abe Audio. Alliance for
Okay.
Equality of Blind Canadians.
so now
New episode.
I'm going to show you a little bit how to listen to things.
New episode.
Massey Lecture Part 5 Pipe a Human Rights Agenda for Canada.
Okay, so it's already downloaded 2 episodes. It'll download a third one in a little bit. So if I want, I can go and listen to those, or if I want, I can go to a different one. Okay, so so it depends, how, like what type of subject you're interested in. I just showed you how to do one particular one, but you can download. Okay,
Third, Massey Lecture Part 4 Pipe How People Power Makes Human Rights Real.
Okay, that's the third one. So it downloaded those three. So we'll go to ideas. Okay, so to go to the podcast feed that I want, I'm going to go right arrow.
2,
AT Banter Podcast.
3,
Diabetes Day by Day. American Diabetes is so
4,
double tap. Double
5,
Freedom Scientific Scast.
6.
Ideas.
Okay, there's ideas. Okay,
Third,
so these are the ones that we just downloaded. This is a
new episode.
Massey Lecture Part 3 Pipe Human Rights Don't Have to Be Earned.
okay, very good. Oh, because I put it down to 5, didn't I, or 4 or 5 or something. I didn't leave it at the usual 3. So I'll have to change that later on for myself because I don't usually like to have more than 3. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll go to get the actual podcast in this list. I'm pressing the pound key quickly.
4, 1.
Okay, sorry. Let me see.
Can you ever truly return home again?
Okay, so this is the first one, okay? So to go between,
Podcasts.
Ideas.
New episode.
Massey Lecture Part 2 Pipe the 6 Years That Remade Human Rights.
okay, I think this was the 5th one, so I think it's not going to download more in the ideas thing. Okay, so I'm going to go,
Massey Lecture.
okay, let me see this one.
Can you ever truly return home again?
Okay, can you ever truly return home again? That's the one that it had. So once I've found that in my, to go left and right arrow, which is 4 and 6, to find, okay, now, can you ever return home again? If I want to know what's in it, in this podcast, I hit the number 5 key. Now, if you're in the middle of a book, the number 5 key tells you where you are. But if you are pointing to the title of a podcast, it'll give you, an idea of what's in it. Okay, so I'm going to hit the number 5 key.
Where am I? 0%.
Oh, okay.
Total time. 56 minutes. 32 seconds.
Oh, because I must have been here already. Okay, so hang on.
Second. Time remaining. 56 minutes. 32 seconds.
Okay, I hit the 5 again here.
About. Version 1.5.1 underscore build 3114.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna. Okay,
3v3.
okay, I'm gonna go back this here.
Podcast 10. Podcast feeds. 5 episodes. 1.
Can you ever truly return home
Okay,
again?
now it should. If I hit the 5, it should tell us what it's about.
Description.
At age 11, writer Andrew Lam fled Vietnam during the fall of Saigon. Nearly 45 years later, he returned to a radically different city. He believes you will be cursed with longing if you continue to search for the feeling of home you had in the past. At a time when more people have been forcibly displaced from their homes than at any other time in history, Ideas explores what it means to return home years, or decades, later. Asterisk, this is the first episode in our 5-part series, The Idea of Home, which originally aired on June 13th, 2022.
Okay, so that was, when you're pointing to the title of it, if you hit the number 5 key, it'll give you a brief summary of what it's about. And then you can press the play button and it'll start playing it. So I just hit play.
Every day, your eyes are working overtime. From squinting at screens and navigating bright sun, to late night drives and early morning commutes. They do so much to help you experience the world. That's why regular eye exams are so important. Comprehensive eye exams at Specsavers are designed to check your vision and overall eye health. Every standard eye exam includes an OCT 3D eye scan, advanced technology that helps your optometrist detect early signs of eye and health conditions like glaucoma, cataracts, or even diabetes. It's a quick, non-invasive scan that provides a detailed look at what's happening beneath the surface. Don't wait. Give your eyes the care they deserve. Book an eye exam at Specsavers from just $99, including an OCT scan. Book at specsavers.ca. Eye exams are provided by independent optometrists. Prices may vary by location. Visit specsavers.ca to learn more.
Okay, we can. Okay, now this is the actual podcast. The beginning was an advertising that they always.
Welcome to Ideas. I'm Nala Ayed. Kamal As-Sulaimi dreams of returning to his family home in Yemen.
It's a tiny house.
Podcast.
Okay.
AT Banter Podcast.
I've
Episode.
AT Banter Podcast, episode 441. Hands on the glide.
Okay, now here's something to mention. The Victor Stream 3, when it's downloading a podcast, it will tell you the what podcast feed it's downloading from, and also what also the name of the particular podcast episode, okay, that is downloading. This Victor Stream 2 doesn't do that, okay. It just gives you bung, and it says podcast downloaded or something like that. So okay, so a few things to mention now. If you want to get rid of an episode, I'm going to just go through. Okay.
Massey Lecture Part 5, Pipe a Human Rights Agenda for Canada.
Okay, so now supposing that I don't want this Massey Lecture podcast. Okay, so I'm going to show you, if I want to get rid of something, you hit the number 3 key. The number 3 key is used for either deleting something or copying something, or sometimes you can do a copy en masse, all the podcasts.
Podcasts.
AT Banter Podcast.
New episode.
AT Banter Podcast, episode 440. Inside the Disability Screen Office with Alethea George.
Okay, so I'm just leaving it a little bit. Okay, so now let's hope this is going to work. If I hit 3, and when I hit 3 repeatedly, you will hear the different options. Okay. So, but there's another podcast coming in.
85 years of making a difference. It all matters.
Okay, now, so I hit 3.
Delete current episode from internal memory.
So that's your first option, delete current episode from internal memory. I hit 3 again.
Move current episode from internal memory to SD card.
So what if you do that, if I say...
Diabetes day by day.
Sorry.
New episode.
Science advances.
If,
So do we. Keeping up with diabetes management.
if I say move current episode to the SD card, it will go into the SD card into a folder called Saved Podcasts. Now, if I want to have, the different, that saved podcast, I can separate it into separate folders if I want to do it. But otherwise, it will.
Eyeglasses, braille laptops.
There's another one. Okay.
Podcasts.
Sorry, it's downloading a lot of stuff.
Trailer.
Okay. So it's been downloading a bunch of things. Let me see if it's got anything else. Okay.
Battery powered. 47%. Downloads in full. Podcast.
No, I've got a bunch more.
Episode.
Parenting a trans kid in Trump's America.
Us.
The Daily. Parenting a trans kid in Trump's America.
Okay.
77%. Cube downloads in this service. 8.
Okay, so it's telling me it's got, oh, I know why. It's trying to download more episodes from a whole bunch of different podcasts because I told it 5.
Registered trademark.
Sorry guys, it's gonna keep doing that. So anyway, but okay, just to summarize one thing, if you want to find out how many podcasts you have queued for downloads, you hit the pound button and hold it, and it'll tell you what your battery power is that's left and how many podcasts you still have to download. Okay, so it'll tell you.
New episode.
Top
Okay.
10 tips for living with type 2 diabetes.
So
Practical hacks from 2 endos who get it.
too many of these things. Okay, so if we hit 3 again, that was another.
Delete current episode from internal memory.
So we're back to this delete current episode.
Move current episode from
Or
internal
move
memory.
current
Press D to
episode.
prevent auto delete of episode.
Okay, now there's another one, prevent auto delete of episode. You're doing all of that by hitting the number 3.
Freedom Scientific. Guest.
Okay,
New episode.
Guest number 260. Convention special and a bit of AI.
okay.
Delete current episode from internal memory.
So anyway, so the number 3 key gives you a bunch of options. Okay, you can delete things, you can save it to a save podcast folder, or you can prevent the deletion of the thing. Okay. Mhm.
9. Multi-line braille. Visual cables. And a cruise inventory.
Okay. What I really should do is,
New episode.
Getting started with podcasts.
sorry, that's the one aggravating thing about this Victor Stream 3. But if you need
Medieval vampire epidemics with John Blair.
okay. I'm hoping that we're coming to the end of this whole thing. So anyway, so to get back to this thing, you can download podcasts. You can get rid of them by hitting the number 3 key, pass them on to the save podcast thing, or prevent accidental deletion of these podcasts. Now, another thing that you can do is you can go, if you're looking at a particular podcast, you can check some of the earlier episodes that you've missed. So I'm going to go to, well, I'm not going to go ideas. We'll go the medieval podcasts, which
Podcast. 10. Podcast
is,
feed.
okay, let's see.
Idea.
Go to podcast feed.
1. 0.
10.
The Medieval Podcast.
Okay, this is the medieval
Heavily done.
podcast, okay?
Those.
So it's got some new episodes, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go,
New episode.
okay, so,
Vampire epidemics with John Blair.
okay, so
New.
I'm going,
More episodes.
so what I did was I went to the first episode and I hit the back button, the backwards, the 4, like 4 and 6 to go backwards and forwards. So I hit the 4 button and it said download more episodes, okay? And now if I hit pound, it'll give me,
316. Results found.
okay, so
1.
The Medieval Moon with Ayush Lazikani.
so it'll give me a whole bunch of older episodes and they're numbered, and I can just, if I go left and right arrow, with the 4 and 6, it will tell me what the different podcasts are.
Battlefield of Frontier with Isabel Morera.
4.
Medieval Animal Names with Ben Parsons.
5.
Medieval Wolves with Elizabeth Marshall.
6.
A New History of the 14th Century with Helen Carr.
New.
Now, this podcast goes every week. So if I know that it was about, about a year ago, I can say go to episode 52 or something, and it'll give me something that was roughly around a year ago. So what I do is I hit the go to button, which is the square button on the top left.
Go to episode.
And then I hit 5,
2,
and I hit pound.
52.
Medieval Riga with Kevin O'Connor.
Okay.
New. 53.
The Green Ages with Annette Kendall.
Okay,
New.
so let's try this, the Green Ages with Annette Kennel or something. Okay, so I decided I like this one, and I'm hitting the pound key, and it'll download this one.
Queued for download. 53.
The Green Ages with Annette Kendall.
Okay,
New.
so it will download this one. So this is mostly, how you get these things, how you download these podcasts. Now, unlike the situation with a computer, you can look for a particular episode, and you don't need to subscribe to the entire podcast feed. With this stream, you have to actually subscribe to the podcast feed, and then you try listening to a couple of
Podcast.
New episode.
The Green Ages with Annette Kendall.
So anyway, so what happens is with the Victor Stream, you try your you select the podcast feed and you subscribe to it, and then you listen to a few episodes, and if you decide you don't like it, then you get rid of it. You get rid of the podcast feed. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to get rid of a podcast feed as well. That's another thing to show you. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the menu button, which is number 1. Okay, I hit the number 1.
10. Podcast feeds. 10.
The Medieval Podcast.
9.
The Daily. The New York.
8.
Taking Control of Your
7.
Serial.
Okay,
Serial
this
Productions at the
serial.
New York Times.
4.
Okay.
New episodes.
Okay, this serial, I listened to a few episodes. In fact, I don't think that I wanted to keep it. So I'm gonna show you how to get rid of it. Okay, so you're pointing right now to the title of the podcast feed. Okay, it just said serial whatever, and I hit 3 here,
Unsubscribe from podcast feed.
and it says unsubscribe from podcast feed. Okay, so I just do this. I hit the pound key.
Serial.
Press pound key to confirm or any other key to cancel.
Okay, so we hit pound again.
Podcast feed unsubscribed. Podcast 9. Podcast feeds.
So you noticed I had
Mr. Trademark. The
okay.
podcast.
So that's the one that we're on right now. But so anyway, so what's happened is that we got rid of the one which is serial. They're alphabetical, right? So we got rid of the S podcast feed, and the next one was taking control of your diabetes. So it brought you there. Okay. As I think that's basically it. So if you guys have any questions, you might want to unmute people, Marcy, and see if
anyone
yeah.
wants to, if anyone wants to just put up their hand, and then I can catch them, or you can just
ask.
Shout out.
Yeah, exactly.
And you should be able to unmute yourselves. So no questions so far. Wow. Okay. Wow. Well, that was a very definitely a comprehensive discussion of the Victor Reader Stream 3. and podcasts. And
Yeah.
thank you, Rita.
Oh, you're very welcome. And as I was saying earlier, the Victor Stream 2 is very similar to this. So it's almost the same, except that, the some things are a little bit different. And I did try to point out what was a little different. But you should be able to do pretty well the same things with the Stream 2. So
That's
Rita,
excellent.
under keyboard, can you enter text in Braille or only that that method with
no,
ABC?
just this multi-tap text entry. That's the one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I used to
Yeah.
teach kids actually how to do that, and it was great because it was if they could do it on the Victor Stream, then the old phones where you had to do it, they knew how to do it there.
That is true. Yeah, yeah.
And the important thing I also discovered, and you mentioned it, was to make sure, and kids, this isn't always self-evident. I found a teenager who didn't realize that the number 1 on a phone is on the top, because on her computer keyboard, it works the other way around. It's on, close to the bottom above the 0.
Oh, with
And
the
she was
calculator
getting
thing.
that. Yeah, exactly. So it's good. You'd think it would be obvious, but it isn't really. If kids haven't dialed a phone, but they've used a computer keyboard, you talk about a number pad, that's what they think it works. And she
Yeah.
always got her numbers wrong and was
Oh,
afraid
dear.
to phone anybody until we
Yes.
finally figured it out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That's
well,
amazing. Yeah. Okay.
so if there are no more questions, I'm going to stop the recording. So last chance. Okay, thank you, Rita.
All right. Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you, Rita. Well done.
All right.
Thank you for checking out our content. To learn more about the Alliance for Equality of Blind Canadians, please visit www.blindcanadians.ca. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe.